Well, here we are. I remember writing it in my diary. I had a look at my diary just to check all the date. 27th of the 6th, 2011. 2 years today. I remember the first time I slept here, the first night. I didn't have the skirting boards on. I had the wood heater going and all that, but it was really seriously cold inside, sort of thing. And just couldn't seem to heat the place up. And what happened was I didn't have any skirting boards on there, those little bits that go between, they're like against the wall, right where your floor and your wall meet, and they're like a few inches tall. We didn't have those on. There's this little gap between the wall and the floor. And when I went outside, there's frost outside. Well, this little gap, I could feel the air blowing up through this little gap, and then I walked outside and there's just ice all over the ground. I go, oh my gosh, no wonder I'm having trouble warming the place up. Anyway, I had to have a piss, so I had a piss out on the lawn, and oh man, I was so cold. I don't think I've ever been that cold before or since. Never mind what the temperature was, I just haven't felt that cold for so long. And I tell you what, those skirting boards are on to block that gap up the next flaming day. It's, yeah, been an interesting little ride. Yeah, it's sort of very peaceful and quiet here. Like I sort of used to have a radio running a lot when I was first here, and I just got sick of it. It wasn't company; it was just like annoying. So I just turned it off, and I don't really use the radio now. In case you don't know, I've got a TV, I've got a VCR, I've got DVD players, I've got a portable DVD player, but I don't watch normal TV. I'll never put an antenna up, and that's probably a good thing because, quite frankly, TV I think is a bit of a waste of time. You know, I've sat down at times at other people's houses and watched something for 3 hours or whatever, and even before I moved off grid, you'd watch something for 3 hours or more, you know, sometimes 5 hours, and you get to the end of this show or these 2 shows you just watched, and you thought, that was barely worth bothering about, like, and here I am just, you know, blowing all these hours. I could have been sleeping, I could have been doing something else better, or it could have been, you know, you end up going to work tired the next day because you stayed up to see this thing on TV, which is essentially pretty flaming mediocre quality show anyway, and just sort of thinking, well, it wasn't even worth watching anyway. So I don't watch TV, and I recommend not watching TV, to be honest. Yeah, so if you're thinking of doing this, it is a good life. You know, initially it's always hard. Like I had a lot of Techman 2015 always seems to be blowing pipes, and I always seem to be buying batteries that were duds. And I worked out that it was the bloke I was buying it off, and you know, I've sort of since learned how to pick good batteries and whatnot. And you know, that problem's sort of gone away, but yeah, you know, you'll probably get your teething problems as well. If you're not very good mechanically, you may even get a lot more than other people get who are mechanically minded, like me and him. But yeah, it's definitely a nice life. There's no doubt about it, and you definitely save money. If there's anything I can say about living off grid, that is, if you're good with money initially and then you move off grid, you'll have so much disposable income, you'll be shocked at what you got. And all these projects that you've got to do, you know, I've got to buy fencing to put my garden in so the rabbits don't get it, deer don't get it, whatever. You have all that money so much quicker because you sort of, it's so cheap to live off grid. I mean, it's incredibly low cost. And it doesn't mean that you got to, you know, live in a cardboard box like a hobo to achieve saving all this money. You just got to think properly when you set these things up initially. You know, I definitely recommend wood heaters. Good idea. Wood stoves, if you got, you know, plenty of time, or if you got a wife who, you know, can stay and cook with that, yeah, good. If there's someone here half the day, but when you're rushing to get to work in the morning, propane stoves are the best. Solar systems are great. Generators are always good for the heavy stuff, but you sort of realise that after you finish building your place or fixing it up, you don't use the generator much. You might just use it for building certain little projects you got on the go, and washing machine. If you've got a decent solar system and a very small washing machine, well, there's little twin tubs. I've seen, and I'm going to show pictures of very small twin tubs that are smaller than the ones I've got. You can run them off solar too, no big deal. And you know, although you do need to have a generator, I highly recommend it. And you find it's almost a necessity to have it at some times. You work out how to do things without using it very often, so you don't use much fuel anyway. But yeah, it's nice to be surrounded by a whole stack of nature. You know, have a koala turn up here, spiny anteater or echidna. I've got so many roos that keep coming and going around my house, but I've never damn well got one on camera. They've eaten trees I've planted and everything. I still haven't got one on camera. I was literally in my bedroom once, and I got this little cover over my bedroom. I heard a bit of noise going on, so it's a cover I put in front of the window because I like my bedroom to be nice and dark. Helps me sleep and that. So I got a little window, but I got this cover anyway. I slipped the cover off, and there's old flaming roo just standing right out the front of the window. And I believe he's the one that ate all the plums off a certain plum tree that's a different variety from all the others that have grown all over the place that I was hoping to get myself. And then, you know, just about ripe, he ate the flaming lot of them because I found the kangaroo crap with all the seeds through it on my driveway. This is the sort of stuff you experience living out in the country off-grid. Yeah, hawks squawking away. Little bugger's been squawking late at night. I've been trying to get firewood, and I'll be carrying all this firewood, and it's I was like, oh, it's just him. Yeah, it's great having all the nature around and all that. And it is very peaceful, you know. If you're addicted to consumerism and going to concerts and events and shop openings and spend, and you know, real blooming party till you drop mentality, you're not set for this place. If you're the other way around, you are set for a place off-grid in the country. You know, if you're paranoid about your Facebook not working on your cell phone, don't bother coming out here. If you couldn't really give a damn about all that sort of stuff, if you're not obsessed with being connected all the time, then yeah, this sort of life's a great life. Not that you don't, you know, get your fair dose of time on computers. I mean, God blimey, how many videos I got now? 220 something, mate. You know, I get a fair dose of time on the computer, but other sort of person, if you try and ring me, my cell phone's off most of the time. I'm hard to contact. I'm hard to find where the hell I've even gone half the time. You know, I'm one of those type of people. I've been told by a number of people, including my parents, some of my bosses, that I'm very hard to get in contact with. You know, just not, well, they reckon I'm a hard person to find. I'm a hard person to work out where I'm at, where I've gone, what's going on sometimes. Because I do like to just be left alone. And so, you know, it's one of the beauties of only having a cell phone, not a landline, is blooming, if you don't want to hear any bullshit, you just turn it off. So yeah. Anyway, that's 2 years of this little place. And here we are in the middle of winter, as we were when we moved in, and I wouldn't really recommend moving in the middle of winter. especially if you got, you know, troubles with hot water systems, or, you know, even if you got troubles with things freezing up, which isn't really a problem in this country generally. You're probably better to move in at the start of spring, or something like that, where you can sort of, you know, tease out your problems that you may have with different equipment without freezing your butt off in the process of trying to fix stuff, and you know, hands clamming up, or, you know, sort of it's everything's a lot harder yakka to do when you're freezing cold than when you got a decent temperature. So I would recommend moving in decent temperature. Having said that, I moved in the middle of winter. I moved in as quick as I could, and that was the time that it happened. So yeah, yeah, 2 years.